But right now, I want to take you to Kingaroy. The youth of today often get a bad rap. You often hear a lot of negative stories about kids being a little bit self-entitled or too indecisive about what they want to do, or thinking that the world has to stop and wait for them or cater to their every whim. But those stories do not tell the whole story by any stretch. And I want to shine a spotlight on the other half of the equation this morning. I want to introduce you to a young man doing incredibly well for himself down in Kingaroy, Year 12 student by the name of Divan. Now, Divan has recently achieved some truly incredible results. Divan has snared for himself a score of 50 out of 50 in the biology. So that's 100% across all IA1, IA2 and IA3 school-based assessments. 100%. In physics and chemistry, Divan achieved 49 out of 50. He completed a University of Sunshine Coast Head Start subject last year and walked away with a high distinction. And he's been receiving a lot of praise from not just the teachers of his school in Kingaroy, but fellow students as well. So we thought it'd be interesting to have a chat to Divan and find out just what is the secret to his success, and is it any harder achieving that well in your senior years at high school if you live in a regional town? Let's ask that question and a few others. Divan, welcome. Really great to have a chat to you this morning.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And Divan, firstly, congratulations to you on some truly outstanding academic results. So you landed the perfect score for biology across all school-based assessments, and 49 out of 50, so near on perfect for physics and chemistry. What feeling do you get when you hear me read out those results? Has the novelty worn off yet, or does it still give you a buzz?
I mean, it feels pretty good because it just shows that my hard work has been rewarded and that all the effort I put into schoolwork doesn't go to waste.
Do you have a track record of achieving results quite this good, or was there a turning point? Was there a time that you decided you needed to really knuckle down and apply yourself, some sort of junction that made you want to really try harder?
I mean, I've always had a pattern of doing pretty good in school, like ever since even primary school. But then in high school, I also did good. And then when I got to grade 11, I realised things are getting real serious and that it's probably a good time to start and take things really seriously. So last year I got pretty similar results, and this year I just continued working hard and just got support from my teachers and everything to get these results.
You moved here, I believe, from South Africa. How long ago was that, Divan?
So that was 7 years ago. We lived in Tasmania for another 6 months before coming to Kingaroy.
So was that somewhat of a hiccup? I would imagine the education system and what was taught and the level and everything was vastly different in South Africa to how it was in Tasmania, and then even subtle differences between Tasmania and Queensland. Were they big differences? Was that hard to get used to?
I'd say, yeah, the schooling systems work a lot differently in South Africa, with exams starting in, block exams starting in year 4. So it was quite weird coming back to Australia and not having as much pressure from a young age.
So that was different, but it was different in a good way, by the sounds of it.
Yeah, I would say the Australian system is better in a good way, where it doesn't put as much stress on children at a young age and teaches other skills that aren't just school skills. I mean, being 10 and then starting block exams wasn't the easiest thing to do.
Divan, what's the recipe for this calibre of success? I mean, you touched on it when you said it's these results are a sign or a payoff, for the hard work that you've put in. But tell me about that hard work. I mean, how many hours of study do you commit to each night on average?
I mean, for the recipe to it, I would say it depends on the person and there's no set recipe for it. But mine definitely involves making sure I maintain a healthy, balanced lifestyle and a really active one as well. And I'd say the work I put in also varies depending on what assignments I do, if it's exams. And a lot on how much I work in class, because I feel like if you really work hard in class and try your best all the time, it saves a lot of effort at home.
So at its peak, if you had assignments due and exams coming up, what sort of hours may you put in?
So when I have a lot of assignments or exams, I prefer to do a lot of quality time instead of just trying to get as much hours in as possible. So I would do a couple of hours an afternoon instead of just trying to cram it in one day, because I feel like spreading out work helps a lot better with retaining information and getting good work done, rather than just wasting time regretting that you're studying and stuff.
And when you talked about you place a lot of importance on having a balanced lifestyle, what do you mean by that? A balance between what and what?
So I would say it's a balance between schoolwork, personal life, and also exercise. I think having a balance between all of them really helps schoolwork and helps keep your mind fresh, and also just helps with your general life quality when it comes to studying and stuff, so you don't feel as down when you have to study or sacrifice things for your schoolwork.
Okay. And what do you do for health and exercise?
So I do triathlon training. I'm training for half Ironman that's coming up in a few weeks. So doing that with grade 12 it teaches you to get your priorities set and just maintain balance.
But does it mean devoting, in some cases, less time to social activities or less time than you would like to sport or to family time?
Yeah, I mean, you got to do sacrifices to do good in school, otherwise you won't do good. So when I have to put in more hours or something, I would try and see if I can fit in exercise instead of something else. But if I can't, then I just have to take a break from the exercise for a bit, use it as recovery time, and then just get back into it. It's more important to be consistent than perfect.
There's been quite a few articles written and quite a bit of research done that has discovered that there are setbacks. It can be harder to achieve well at school if you're living in a regional area, as you are, Divan, rather than living in a city area. Is it like that for you? Is it in any way, for whatever reason, harder living where you are in Kingaroy as opposed to living in Brisbane?
I mean, I would say it's different than living in a city, obviously. I think you get different opportunities, and there's some stuff that you might not get, but it also opens the doors to a lot more opportunities. And like with our school, it's the teachers know you. It's not just the teachers teach you. They know what you want to do, so they can help you achieve what you want to do. And I'd say, if anything, it's probably benefited me a fair bit being in a regional area where I have a personal connection with the teachers and friends from different things, and learning about people and getting along with people you might not always get along with.
Tell me a little bit more about that. So, as in, that's an advantage in that, what do you mean, because of the size of the school, that you end up mixing with people that you perhaps wouldn't normally? But tell me a little bit more about that.
So I'd say because it's a small community, a lot of the people are close, so you just learn to get along with people you might not always get along with. And especially in our school, where we're a small school, sometimes you don't really have that many options for friends, so you have to get along with people that sometimes in a bigger school you might not have been with or even gotten along with, and it teaches you some critical life skills because you're not always going to have people that you get along with.
What are the benefits to being academically gifted at a regional high school?
I mean, I'd say being a high achiever at a regional high school is definitely a big benefit, because the teachers and everyone can help you with everything you're doing. And also, it's just, you get so many opportunities that you sometimes might not get at a bigger school because there's less people. And it just helps because the teachers know what you want to do, so they can be more specific to what you're trying to achieve and just help you reach any goals and struggles you may have when you're studying or anything.
And is that what you mean by so many opportunities that you wouldn't get at a bigger school, just that sort of extra, more personalised attention from teachers if you wanted?
I wouldn't say it's limited to that extra attention. You just get unique opportunities. I was school captain for 2 years in a row because our school was still expanding into higher grades, which really helped with public speaking and just teaching me critical life skills. And I think you can really be successful anywhere. It just depends on the work you're putting in.
And what about the town overall? Do small towns value academic excellence, or is more stock put into, if you played sport well, or if you rode a motorbike well, or that sort of thing? It's a little bit of a cliche, I guess, about regional areas, but does it ring true at all, or do you have respect because you're a high achiever academically?
I mean, I definitely have respect because I'm such a high achiever, and I would say our town still values academic success a lot. I think it does also help to be relatable by like playing footy and stuff, but it's not essential, and people still accept you even if you don't do any of those things.
Do you play like a team sport as well?
Yeah, I played netball for a bit, and I used to play tennis a lot.
What are you going to do with these sort of marks and grades? What are your goals beyond this year?
So initially I wanted to do medicine, and so I took all the hard subjects, aiming for really high ATAR. But at the moment I'm leaning towards doing civil engineering at Sunshine Coast University, and that would be next year.
Divan, who has done an incredible job, just an amazing degree of success for his school at St John's in Kingaroy. So well done, Divan. It's 21 past 9.